Still too hot. Still too hot. But just a peek. Just a peek. I am Jeffrey Rokoha. This is my Potter's Journal for July 2025. I'm getting ready for Slovene Fest. Normally you might hope to sell 25 or 30 mugs at a show. Well, I sell that many of these. This is a poticnik or poticnica. If you're Slovenian, this is what traditionally the potica or nut roll is baked in. Handed down in families from generation to generation, both the pot and the recipe. But I wanted something more that said, I am the Slovenian potter, and that's what's in the kiln today. Now it's all in here, and halfway through the firing yesterday, the power blinked out. Can you imagine? Fortunately, it only blinked 3 times and came back on. So if you're ready, let's see what's in the kiln today. I can't hold back. I can't hold back. The jug. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. You saw the video of me decorating it. Dipping it in the white slip, combing through, and then this part where I did the squiggle that normally is consistent the whole way round. And when one got really wide and then they got narrow and close, I'm thinking, oh no, this is supposed to be consistent, but I knew, no, it's not supposed to be. These are handmade. And then when I did the white on white trailing, well, you could hardly see anything happening because it was white on white, but I had to turn this at all odd angles to trail on the white slip. Now, after the camera was off, I knew that wasn't enough. And I came back and I did the sgraffito through. And that, thinking it was a mistake, gives it a glow. So we have white on white and then sgraffitoed through. And even the combing, unlike the sgraffito, the white bunches up on the edge of whatever you're using to comb it through for a bit of added emphasis. And what I didn't mention is the jug, a form I've seen from images of Slovenian pottery and from pots from around the Mediterranean. I did some added dots here too. I don't know if you saw me do that. And a few older Slovenian potters I've seen make this jug, so it means a lot to them too. It's made in 2 pieces. When it's on the wheel, the lump of clay, they throw the top, cut it off, put it to the side, and then throw the bottom. And then, while it's still wet, pick this up attached, put it on there, and then reach in and here and attach it. So this was in my thoughts and in my Potter's Journal for so long that it's hard to imagine we've really actualized it. So don't go copying, but I do endless image searches. Some of these are contemporary, more for tourist trade or decorative, but you do occasionally come across something with an old-time look to it. And then maybe something that does read as old, but you find is contemporary. And then something, oh, these look like Slovenian pots. Wait, these are mine. But after looking at them, you do the transposing, sketch them out, change them, adapt your own decorative element till you really can't see where the original influence came from, that these are really mine. but still read. As Slovenian pots. And then this very specific Slovenian jug. Okay, the same thing. Look how wide the squiggly got there. And look at that, a real tight one there. But it works. It works. And they ended up odd at the end, but we've got, yeah, it works. It works. And yeah, very specific Slovenian jug without a pitcher for pouring, or a spout. But I've seen images of these also from around Central Europe, Central and Eastern Europe. Maybe a little bit around the Mediterranean. But there's that sgraffito through the white on white that really gives it a glow. Imagine the power going out halfway through this firing, knowing these were all in here. Now on these, okay, the design tulips you find on pottery from everywhere, thanks to the Dutch, when the tulip was used as currency, more or less. And there's something about the birds looking over their shoulder. I don't know good luck or what the story is. But this was sgraffito through dry or semi-dry, and this was combed. You saw me do this all in the video. And for the first time, I didn't use dipping tongs. I didn't have enough glaze. So I poured the inside, and then I held them like this, and then just poured the glaze over and down over the bucket. So it does have a little bit of a different look on that last one, not so much here, but we've got the tulip and the heart. And I did put the beaded foot. This helps for dipping it in the slip, and then for the decorating and the glazing. So I think that the birds and the tulip might be a little more popular. And this, okay, this fanciful design on the jug actually is more exaggerated on the ones I've seen from over there that actually had sgraffito, or not sgraffito, I put the sgraffito tulips on these. And I did this all for a first time ever with the camera on in front of you a few videos back, thinking, oh, what a mistake. But I had backed myself into a corner, and I started a project, and there was no turning back. You just had to keep going. And there's another one of these, a little smaller. I don't think this is a real traditional form. I think it's something from, yeah, the last century, I'll have to say now, with maiolica on it, very elaborately decorated and designed. That, yeah, a lot of skill in designing them, but not exactly traditional. Here we go, the maiolica. Highly skilled, you know, the decorating. But the forms, you know, pretty much all the same there with the castle and the dragon on it. Now, I have found, though, that more and more when I do image searches of Slovenian pottery, I find me and my pots. And we always need little stuff for shows, too. But here we go with the decorating and the slip on the sgraffito. Some of the decorating, some of the images really can be matched up to almost any culture. So these will be very early American Pennsylvania slipware when I go to Old Economy. Oh, and look at that. Thanks to Freddie Moretti on the small pieces for the beautiful cutoff wire that gives me that now, something I never had before. I'll find out if they like that, just because potters know and like that. Will they at the shows? Now, some of the pottery, though, is very specific. Slovenian American pottery with the polka pots. Okay, you know, I only did one with the accordion. That at some point, I'm thinking this is going to be one big drunken polka party as well as a cultural event. Are they really willing to pay for all of that in a shot? The accordion and all. So most of them I kept simple. But we'll find out. We'll find out on the polka pots. Okay, and another of the jugs. Wow. And the white on white with the sgraffito, that really glows. It really glows. Oh, and oh, what is that? There is a crack that goes up the side. Oh, am I glad. Now, I guess I have one, should somebody decide they're going to buy these things. Like I said, the potica pans are handed down in family from generation to generation, so we'll find out. You know, how did that happen? That doesn't happen to me, and it seems to be in a place and a way that I can't quite figure it out. But I did move these around in and out of the sun and from here to there to dry them out carefully and quickly to get them in here. The one I'm really anxious about is under this shelf. Or I should say the next piece I'm really anxious about is under that shelf. But we do have more here. Okay, with the sgraffito in them. I think I just sold one as vodka. I'm not sure. I think what they use this for in Slovenia, I'm not sure that's their drink of choice. And, okay, more of the polka pots with the accordion. Okay, yeah, my Slovenian grandmother wanted me to learn the accordion. I think she'd approved. Okay, of my Slovenian pottery. And my mother's father on the other side, not Slovenian, but played the accordion. So I think that he'd have liked the polka pots too. Okay, the big reveal is under this next shelf. They're stuck. Okay, we want to make sure one of the posts doesn't let loose halfway up. And there it is, a first peek at Lake Bled, Slovenia. Okay, I don't see or feel anything there. I think we've got it. I can't imagine. Here it is, that iconic site in the Alps, the little island in the lake. And oh, there's the castle in the background that you can barely see in mine. And there's the sketch. You know, it's been years since I've done watercolors or any kind of real drawing. So I imagined, you know, I have to approach this as if we were doing a woodblock print. And I wish I had a reason to do more of these, because if I did, you know, plates with drawings on, I think I could get good at this. Okay, there's that castle back there. But everything, it looks like, did go right. First, the brushing on. It could have been maybe a little bit thicker, the brushing on. If it wasn't thick enough, that could have been a problem. It was a little light here, but because that's under the white, it turned out perfect. So the stars just lined up for me. These were done with the sgraffito technique. So the trailing, the brushing, sgraffito, and as I said, just approaching the drawing as if it was a wood block, or I guess today would be linoleum block print. And then the lettering. Okay, I didn't, you know, go real careful with that. It was just done relatively fast, that these are, okay, folk art pieces. And we didn't want to go overboard on doing fancy calligraphy. But, you know, that is something that maybe can be thought about. And we are clean back here. Oh, I did put a little bit of glaze in the signature and the date, and I did put Lake Bled on the back. Okay, there's still another shelf in here. But this and the top shelf, I think, were the real big reveals that I was looking for. And there's our cone 6. I will save the most differentiest stuff here on the bottom shelf for last. But more of our Polka mugs. Okay, and my shelves need redone, but I've still been doing okay with the bottoms here. And sgraffito tulips. And let's see, another of the green ones and another polka. And this is the one handed down in families, generation to generation. I do them both with a crimped rim and a straight rim. And the straight rimmed ones get the Slovenian squiggle on it. This is maybe a medium, not one of the larger ones, so there's not room to do a lot of decorating. I just take the floral in one side. And I lost very few of these over the years. The stars have all lined up for me. And any show, okay, you need, okay, the face mugs. In this instance, they are polka dancer faces. So, okay, yeah, I don't know how they do that. But they like these here, they like these everywhere. And they're all just the blue sea mist. I needed these fast. I had to rush them through to get them done, so I'm so glad to have these, because I can't really do a show without them. And we will finish up. And closing out, okay, a polka shot. And I have studied the images of these forms and even worked out my own designs for so long. This was this year's production schedule here on what I did with that design that you saw with the white on white and the carve through. The potica pans that I never really thought I would actually eyes it. So here we did it today. Okay, and my Slovenian Potter t-shirt came in the mail just in time. I usually have more to say. Stop back and see what's going on in the studio next week.